Hi everyone, I'm Yuri and welcome to Fappy Brain. Today I'm here for a Kickstarter preview of Race for the Title, a deck building game for 2 to 4 player that is at the moment on Kickstarter, where the player is gonna compete to create the best team and play against each other, trying to reach the 70 points and win the championship. But let's go to see a quick overview of the rules and my impression of the game. Okay, so at the start of the game, each player is going to choose one of the 4 teams and taking the emblem, the die, and the point tracker that is going at the start of this scoring track. That, of course, this is a prototype, so if you want to see how it's going to be the final version, just click on the Kickstarter link of the campaign. And each player is going to get 10 cards. It's going to be 4 program sale and 6 yacht player. Make sure that the yacht player is gonna be 2 with 1 defense, 1 attack, 2 with 1 defense and 0 attack, and 2 with 0 attack and 0 defense and 1 attack. Once done that, we're gonna take all the other cards that are present in the game and we're gonna divide in 3 different stacks. The first stack is going to contain all the cards with the cost depicted on the bottom right from 2 to 4. The middle one is going to be from 5 to 7 and the last one is going to be 8 plus. We are going to shuffle all of them and we are going to create a display of 5 cards for each row. Now I'm going to take this out of the way just so I can show you how you play your turn. As the last things, we're gonna get the incident card. We're gonna shuffle and put near the track, the scoring track. I'm gonna explain you later how it's gonna work. So basically, what's gonna happen? At the start of the game, everyone is gonna shuffle their deck, and the deck is called bench. We're gonna reveal the first 5 cards like this, and this is going to be our lineup. The discard pile is gonna be called changing room. Okay, once everyone done this, we're gonna select the first player, and starting from the first player, you're going to play your turn. In your turn, you can, in this order and optionally, activate some action card. I'm gonna show you some later. Play a game against an opponent, and after the game you can spend the money that you gathered. Now, action card. Action card that we have, it's like, I don't know, it can be a yellow card. Yellow card will allow you to choose an opposition player to miss their next match. And you don't have to play against this player. You know, just to hinder him for the next game. Or you can scrap a card from your lineup or your changing room. Okay, another one is the red one. The red one is similar, more powerful than the yellow one, because instead to make it skip one game, it's gonna put the player in a changing room and scrap a card if you want. The VAR, for example, allow you to remove 3 points from any team. Or, for example, the simple scrap it allow you to scrap a card from the lineup or the changing room, so you can thin your deck and make it cycle faster. Or the injury, for example. These are some examples. The injury allow you to select a player, enemy position player that costs 5 or less and miss the next game. But let's go back at our original lineup. Okay, so if you have, you can activate the action card. Once you activate the action card, you can decide if you want to play the match. Okay, to play the match, you're gonna choose an opponent. In this case, I'm gonna place this opponent here. Okay, so we can do a real example, and we're gonna see, for example, I have 1, 2, 3 attack. I gonna count my attack because it's my turn and I decide to play against another player. So I have 3 attack and the opponent has only 1 defense. So now me and the opponent gonna roll the die. In this case I got 5 and the opponent got 6. So I'm gonna have 5, 6, 7, 8 attack against 7 defense. I won. I'm gonna go to here. I'm gonna go win 3 points. If it was a draw, it was 1 point each. Or if the red was winning, it was going to 3. Okay. Whenever you play, you gain an income from the stadium because you're playing at home. If you don't have any stadium, the basic income is 1. Plus 1 if you're playing against the player that has most point of everyone in that moment. If you have a stadium, like for example here, I would have taken 4 money plus 1 plus eventually 1 if I was playing against the first. Okay. After I play the game, I'm gonna spend my money to buy new cards. Now I show you here the most expensive one, but as you can see, for example, the injury costs 2, the VAR costs 12, red card costs 5, as long as the many players that can have a different cost. Okay, like for example, this one costs 7, this 6, this 5. Once I finish my turn, so for example, let's say I'm gonna buy, I had enough money to buy the stadium. When you buy a stadium or a formation or any other card, you're gonna place in the changing room in the discard pile. Okay, so you're gonna take your card here and you're gonna reveal 5 new cards, so the other player, if they want, they can challenge you and play against you. Okay, and basically this is the game. The rules are almost complete, 90%, 99%. The graphic is a prototype. This is a prototype, but the graphic is around 70%, and the publisher told me he's gonna do some correction. But if you wanna see the game in their final form, just check the Kickstarter campaign. Last thing I didn't mention, last 2 things I didn't mention is when you buy a player, if the player has the symbol, the emblem of your team, he get +1 defense and attack. So in this case, Ferraro is going to be 6 defense and 3 attack. Of course, there is a goalkeeper doesn't have any value in attack, so he doesn't get the bonus in attack. And last thing, incident card. Anytime a player reach one of these, let's call milestone, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, only the first one that reach one of these threshold is going to draw incident card. Incident card mostly are a negative card. It's gonna affect negatively on the fact the one that is in the first position. This allow the other player to have a way to try to catch up with the first one. So for example, this one is say that your stadium needs repair, so reduce your income by 3 on your next turn. Some of them it make you player injured, it make you to change direction of play, it's gonna dock you some points, but there are also some positive cards, like for example this one are sponsor for your stadium, and whenever you get one of these, it's gonna increase your income whenever you play a term. So it's kind of a risk reward system. Say that if you wanna know what I think about the game, just we're gonna talk about my impression of the game. So first of all, I would like to say that I was positively surprised by the game, because after reading the rules I had some concern regarding runaway leader, regarding king making, regarding the fact that we are going to challenge only other players and not there are not teams available to challenge, so you are forced to play against the other player. But I found this when I start to play the game. I was surprised because first of all, okay, I really like it. I find it's a little bit too long because roughly it lasts 90 minutes. But thanks to the length of the game, allow players to have different approach on when creating their deck, because you can start strong in money, you can start strong on scrapping card and thin your deck, or you can decide to start straight away buying a low value player to get that advantage in the first few rounds. And I found that all of them are viable, but they're viable. But for example, I found that at some point you really need to start to scrap the basic cards. There is something that you can start straight away, or you can delay to the mid game, but sooner or later, if you want to compete, you have to do it. The fact that you always have to play against other player allow for a lot of interaction, especially thanks to cards like red card, yellow card, injury. This action card is really boost interaction between the players. Um, and sometimes you may decide to play a game even if you're not sure about winning, because maybe I have two attack, they have four defense, but I had a stadium that if I play is gonna give me three, and maybe I'm playing against the first one, so I wanna do a big shot to this round, so I'm gonna risk it. So even if I only have two attack, I'm gonna play the game. I don't care if I win or I lose, but I know that I'm gonna get 3 income plus 2 5 plus another one because it was the first one 6, so I can buy a nice player. You know, of course, these kind of things happen until the mid game. When we start to reach towards the end of the game, everyone is start to be more carefully who, when, and who to attack, to get to play against. And the same thing, sometimes I found myself using card like a yellow or red card, not just because I wanted to play against him, just to hinder in his next match. So maybe he was not going to play him, so was not going to do him maybe I have 15 attack and you have 7 defense. There is not even point to roll the die because there is no chance I'm gonna lose it. Mathematically I win. But I found this is a natural point for me because sometimes I found myself being on the winning side and sometimes on the losing side. So I found that for the land of the game is something that is self-balance itself sometimes. Of course, there is some luck in the roll of the die, in the draw when you draw your lineup, but this is more. I found myself that if you really good on planning ahead how to build your deck. You can really have a good team every round. Okay, one of the play I had, I start to scrap from the beginning. I start to build my deck and everything. At the end of the game, I basically had no more basic cards, and I have all good player, yellow card, red card, these kind of things. And every round I was able to have good value. Something important as well that can be to buy are formation that I didn't show you yet. They're here. Formation like the stadium. When you buy, you put on the changing room, and when you redraw it, you can place here, and they stay there until you don't decide to buy a different one. This one give you bonus permanently to attack and defense. This one, for example, give you 1 defense, 2 attack, 3 defense, 3 attack. I found that the game is quite thematically in the description and everything. Regarding the king making, it can happen. Okay, we cannot hide behind that. I mean, king making can happen. Of course, it's up to the players to be fair. But yeah, I can decide. It's happened to me. We were joking. I was the leader of the game. Then one of the other player was able to catch up because I lost 4 points from the incident card, another 3 points from a VAR. So at the end, he was able to reach. We were like 67 and 68. So the next one was going to win a game and would be the winner. And the other player decide to play against the one that was competing with me, even if he was going to lose. We laugh about it and everything because it was we didn't take too seriously. But I can understand that for some people it's something that maybe he don't like much. It can really affect their judgment from the game for the game. One thing I still not sure if I like it is this card, the free transfer. The free transfer basically allow you to pinch a player from an opponent's lineup and adding to your changing room. One of the game, one of the player, because this came out quite early, one of the player got it. Basically, it was the only high value card that he had, and he scrapped everything out, and so this could cycle fast, and he passed the time stealing player from me and the other player. I found it a little bit too. Sometimes it can be a little bit too harsh because if it's true that with the yellow and red card you can affect their lineup temporarily, with this one you basically you're going to steal a player. It can be a high value player, you know. But honestly, from the mid game on, if you build your deck, if you got a good stadium and everything, replace that player is not very difficult. So yeah, from a point of view, it kind of you're not happy stealing your player, but you know in the next round you're gonna buy another one. So it can be a strategy. What I can say, if you don't like it, you can take it out. There is only one copy, so you can take it out. And that's it. This is my judgment about the game. I hope you like the review. If you have any question or any other things you wanna know, just write in the comment, and don't forget to check the Kickstarter campaign. Thank you very much. See you next time.